Hello, everybody, and welcome to some more Dune Imperium Digital. It's a video game we're going to play based on a board game that we are not going to play tonight. No, the game just filled up. Okay, Amidjal's game. Let's get in there. How's it looking? Draft. Oh, get in. Just made it. Okay. Whew. Just made it into that game. That was like, I mean, who knows? Maybe there was no one else trying to get into it, but that game filled up quick. Okay, waiting for Amidjal. So I'm going to be the last to pick here. I'm going to say Ilban, Baron, Leto, and I don't know. I was trying to guess which ones would be taken. Okay, so for me, I played a ton of Ariana the last few videos. So, okay, somebody else took it. It's down to me. I think it might be time for a Memnon. That's what I think. I think I haven't played a Memnon in a while. Okay, I am the first player due to picking last in the draft. We have a Seek Allies. And we have a Signet Ring. So let's do this. Do I want to deploy any troops? I have a dagger. You know what? I'm going to put in one troop for now. I am planning to visit the Great Flat with my Signet Ring. So I can put in the other two troops at that time if I want to. There's not really a need to put like two in right now, although I could. I don't think I'm in danger of somebody else beating me to the Great Flat here. No one has any intrigue cards for an extra water. No one can sneak a water out of nowhere. As far as I know, I don't think so. Because even Ariana's Signet Ring gives water, but you know, you can't use that water before you go to a space. You have to go to the space first. So, anyway, all that to say, I think I can hold off on the Great Flat until this round. And then I'll be set up very nicely for a sell a bunch of melange next turn. Manipulate. I haven't looked at the Imperium row here. A Guild Ambassador? Yeah, that's a nice card to get. Contract secured by the Baron. All right, let's do this. And then we're going to sell a bunch of melange next turn. Okay, so nobody else has gone yet. Somebody could go here and throw in more troops than I can. I'm going to put in one more. I don't want to overcommit because it'd be still very easy for somebody to beat me. Like somebody goes to Carthag, they can put in, you know, three more. For example, if it was Helena that went there, well, she could even go to Arakeen. But I would like to win first place to get the point here, but second and third are both pretty good here. 2 Solari early on. So hopefully I can at least get second. I might get the first with the dagger here, depending on... Although something tells me that if Ariana / Chaos T or Chaost, I don't know, Kaust, something tells me there's daggers in that hand or a combat intrigue card. To just match there seems a little weird otherwise. All right, I haven't been paying attention at all to what's going on with the Imperium row. I have 3 persuasion. It looks like I could get something interesting here. Yeah. I could get Shifting Allegiances, which is a great card. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a Death Commando here just because I want to get some early trash into my deck. I just feel like doing that. So that's the end of my turn. I think I honestly think the Shifting Allegiances is probably a better card to take in this situation. Partly because I'm Memnon, so the spice cost here won't be as hard for me to pay as it will for some other players. Also, it's 2 persuasion. But see if I can get some trashing going. Was that Chris knife there? No, right? Because that also would have been a pretty good early pick. But anyway, I'm happy with the choice. Some nice 3s going around the table here. Jessica shows up. See, this is things like this that make me really prioritize getting a lot of persuasion into my deck early. It's just a subjective thing in many ways. It's just, I feel pain when I can't get the good card that's sitting there and someone else gets it. It hurts me. But look at the conflict here. I've got 5. So that 1 dagger maybe was good enough to win. Or maybe there's a combat intrigue card about to come out. And it's possible also that Chaos / Ariana would prefer second. I mean, an intrigue card on 2 Solari is really good early on here. All right, I guess I get an early victory point. Fine with me. For 2 troops, I don't mind that. But, I mean, second and third place were amazing here. Okay, there's a trash ability as well. So my plan here is to sell Melange and then get a Swordmaster. That's my plan for this round. Then with the Swordmaster, hopefully send the Diplomacy somewhere interesting. Probably, if I get the opportunity, I would send my Diplomacy back to Still Suits again. To get a water, to get the point ahead on this track, and to unlock Siege Tabor. I think that would be a pretty good place for it. Because wealth is kind of whatever. Like my Solari combo here is I'm going to sell 4 spice to get 10. Then if I go to secure contract, like next round, then I'll have enough to go to High Council seat. It's a lot of efficiency right here with the like the number of agents placed to get the Swordmaster in the High Council seat. It's like pretty good here, I think, assuming all goes according to plan. But it's like 1 move to Freeman, 1 move to Great Flat, 1 move to Selmalange, Swordmaster, secure contract, High Council seat. 6 moves for all that seems pretty good. Okay, so let's not forget what I'm doing. Doing the Desert Planet. Let's sell it all. Sell, sell, sell. I mean, this stuff is valuable, man. You can see the future with this stuff. You put this in your coffee and you like live for an extra couple hundred years. It's valuable stuff. End turn. So next move, obviously Swordmaster. I don't think anybody is going to beat me there. And then, yeah, let's hope I can get Still Suits. Trying to think, is there some... I mean, I can't... If I go to High Council, then I don't get the Swordmaster, right? But I'm just trying to think, would it potentially be worth doing that? Looks like someone's trying to get one of these good cards here. There's a lot of good cards sitting in that row. Peter DeVries, Power Play, Jessica. Not to mention the other ones, but those are pretty big. I'm basically ignoring the conflict this round. This is not my round. So getting that early point is kind of nice because I'm not going to be competing here. All right. Do I want the High Council seat? 6. No. Let's get the Swordmaster into the bank. What am I going to have? I'm going to have 3. 3 persuasion. So... Oh. I like that for 3 persuasion. Okay, Jessica snagged. Wait a minute. Was that... Did I miss that she had actually reserved that? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's do as I said I was going to do. Let's do this. And do I want a spice for a troop? I don't think so. I don't think I do. Yeah, let's do this. I'm thinking about the Spice Hunter. It is Freeman Bond because I do have a Freeman Bond guy, don't I? So that is something to consider, but I'm just going to get this. Yeah, I do have the Freeman Bond in the Fidakan Death Commando here, which is pretty good, 3 swords, but I'm kind of hoping to use him to trash. Hey, Lita Junk, good to see you again. All right, so I think viewers can see the chat on the screen, but I'm going to read it anyway. Given that you're the only Dune streamer on a Sunday morning and that the online scene for this game is quite narrow, do you ever feel like you're getting stream sniped? You know, it is something that I've thought about. You know, at the moment, like, it's not like I have a giant stream, you know what I mean? Like, some people are watching, and I'm happy that people are watching. But, you know, it's like, in terms of live viewers, we've got 10 right now, which is I'm happy about. But you know what I mean? Like, the chances of one of these players doing it. The thing is, though, as you said, I mean, some players do recognize me in games now. You know, I've played multiple games with Binjie, for example. I don't think I've played with Chaos T or Amajal before. But absolutely, at some point, someone could, you know, snipe the stream. So someone could be watching my stream and being in my game. If you're doing it now, stop that. And, like, if the stream ever gets, like, big, I guess that would be almost guaranteed to happen. Okay, let me play my turn here. What do I want to do? I want to get my High Council seat, which means I want this secure contract. I'm going to do it with the Bene Gesserit sister first to draw the card. Open up my options for future turns. And the plan is to send this signet ring to the High Council seat and then find a good place for the diplomacy. And we've got a good amount of persuasion here. But yeah, unfortunately, it is in a way like for a game like this. Okay, there's a Swordmaster. There's in a way kind of a limit. Like you want people to watch the stream, obviously. I do. But at a certain point, it almost becomes impossible to do a live stream of the game unless I just don't care that people are like looking at my intrigue cards and my hand and they know what I want to do. Like that's not ideal, right? A big part of the game is hidden information, the poker aspect. So I don't know, at a certain point, you know, I may either just not care about that or only stream like AI games live and just do, you know, live games like just to YouTube rather than Twitch. But anyways, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Okay, let me get my High Council seat. And I get to take an influence somewhere. I'm considering just locking up this Freeman Alliance here while I can. Not locking it up, but getting ahead. I'm going to get ahead. Lita Jung says, wouldn't dream of it, but I did try to get in a game with you this morning, which in that case, I wouldn't watch at the same time. That's just not fair. Yeah, well, I appreciate that. And hopefully you will get in one of these games at some point. Maybe the next game, because after this game, I should play another one. All right, points 3, 1, 1, 3. Baron still hasn't revealed Master Stroke, so we don't know where he is. Chaos T is following me up the Freeman track here, so if I want to get that alliance, I'm going to have to try to get there, but I won't have a chance for a couple of turns, unfortunately. Sitting on 8 persuasion, but 7 after I play the diplomacy, so that looks like, you know, power play if I can. Firm grip wouldn't be bad, but I don't know if I'm likely to get that alliance. Anyway, we'll see. Okay, so the diplomacy, well, maybe I go to wealth. It's either, I'm no longer desperate for Solari. I've got my 2 big things already. Okay, the power play. Was that an early reveal? No, right? No. Okay, Missionara Protectiva and Other Memory. I do have a Bene Gesserit card. That's interesting. You know what? I think I want to get an Intrigue card and just... Yeah, I like to have some direction. They can help that way. It helps you know kind of where to aim yourself. You know, if you get an endgame card, the earlier you get it, the better you're able to set yourself up to score the points, right? Even combat cards, it helps you know kind of what your best path forward is. So I do like to get intrigue cards early if I can. Another conflict I'm not involved with here. All right, so 7. I think I am going to take the Other Memory. We'll see what pops up. I have 3 left. Might I as well get the Missionara Protectiva here and hope to score some... You know what? Why not? Do I want the Spice Hunter at this point? You know what? Maybe I do. I don't know. I'm starting to throw a lot of stuff in my deck. Maybe I do Spice Smugglers. You know what? I'm going to take a Liaison. And that's going to be that. So the idea there is I picked up a few Bene Gesserit cards. So I don't really want to throw a lot of cards in there, but I feel like having another 2-point persuasion card in the deck could be nice. Oh, there's another Bene Gesserit card. I was tempted by this Spice Hunter because it would help me get and or maintain this alliance. It might trigger a Freeman Bond, but it's probably not going to trigger the Freeman Bond, and I think I would rather have the Persuasion at this point. Okay, Binjia gets some influence. Where is it going to go? Okay, that makes sense. And there. Okay. So I have a few Bene Gesserit cards, but I don't have any Bene Gesserit access cards beyond my diplomacy. I'm a bit weak on access here. And when I say a bit, I mean actually quite. All I have is a diplomacy. The Missionara can get me some influence potentially, but it can't take me places. So this one would be really nice for me to get. I have a decent chance at getting it this turn. There's a big payout of spice for Mr. Baron. Yeah, going back to like if people end up watching the stream live, like even a delay doesn't help that much, right? Like you can stream on a delay. All right, what am I doing with this? I want to play the Death Commando, and thankfully I actually have a discard pile to trash stuff. Where do I want to go? I don't want to draw a card because that will remove my discard pile. Okay. Let me trash this Dune. Or maybe I trash a dagger out of my hand, honestly. Wait a minute. Hello? Hand. I'm going to throw in one for now. Maybe I can get second. Yeah, I decided to get rid of the dagger instead of the Dune the Desert Planet just because I feel like I'm probably going to want that one persuasion rather than that one dagger most of the time. Jasper is online. Hi there, first time watching live. Firm Grip seemed a good card to pick up. Yeah, I mean, I love that card. It may have been a great card to pick up, but yeah, I decided to go with the other memory. I had the one Bene Gesserit card. I added two more. I might add another one here. I don't know. I just felt like going that way. I had already picked up the trashing card as well, the early Death Commando. And if you're going to do Bene Gesserit combo, then having some trash is important. So I just kind of felt like trying it out. Now, two things to go. I think I will go. No. Yeah, I can draw a card now. I've already used my trash. So let's do that. Or do I want water? Nah, let's do this. Unfortunately, I don't have the combo there. I'm not going to add another one. Now that I think about it, drawing the card was potentially a mistake because this Bene Gesserit is going to be separated here. I would have been better off adding that to my discard pile first so that when I reshuffle, I have a higher chance of comboing them together. But it's not what I did, unfortunately. Okay, I might not get this alliance. I might not get it. I may regret not picking up that Spice Hunter earlier because I could have potentially played it this turn. I mean, I guess technically if we want to say that the Arrakis Liaison is what I got instead, well then that's where that card would be, but you know, randomness is a shady mistress. I'm not sure we can say that for sure. Okay. Well, the Baron is not going to be triggering the Master Stroke this round anyway, so potentially keeping that secret. There's different strategies. You know, some people like to just do it early, go to an early Hardy Warriors, just bang up on those tracks, get a lead. And sometimes people like to kind of hold it secret, so none of the other players know where you have 2 points until, you know, it's too late. Yeah, let me use this. I don't know if I have any cards I want to trash. I guess I'd trash the Dune if it popped up. Otherwise, I would just draw it. But the drawing might help. I might get a Bene Gesserit card, and I did. But, unfortunately, I still can't combo them. That will draw me a card. I think I want the Persuasion. So where's this going to go? Here. Where can that go? Yeah, no. Let's do this. We're just going to sit on the 1. If I can get second with 1, I'm fine with it. I could have thrown in... Actually, you know what? I regret that. I think I wish I had thrown in troops here. I wasn't really paying attention. But I would have been in a high position to win because the Baron had already finished. I do have the dagger in my hand, and I have this. So it would be good for me to win a conflict here. That was a mistake. I could have put in 3 troops there, even 2. Anyway, whatever. It's not what happened. So a second place is still pretty good, honestly. For 1 troop to get a water and a spice, I don't mind that. I would have rathered the other way. But a big part of this game and strategy games in general is not knowing, but a big part of it is just playing around your own mistakes, right? You're playing around the opponent's moves, and sometimes you're playing around their good moves, and sometimes you're playing around their mistakes. But you're also playing around your own your past self is one of your players you have to take into account. What did your past self do, and how does that influence your decisions now? And honestly, I find that very interesting. All right. So, okay, I wasn't going to get the Bene Gesserit sister anyway, it turns out. So that's fine. Do I want a carryall? Or do I want a gunthopter? Honestly, I'm not super excited. I think I'm going to take a gunthopter. It's not what I would have preferred. I would have preferred to get more Bene Gesserit cards. It looks like the Bene Gesserit combo thing is not really going to happen. So I think I'm kind of bailing on that. I'll still pick up a good Bene Gesserit card if it shows up, but it's no longer really something I'm expecting to make any big impact. Especially considering I'm not the one who got Jessica, right? Binjie here has Lady Jessica, so he's quite happy to get a Bene Gesserit sister as well. Running away with the Bene Gesserit alliance here for sure. I'll hope to get that point. Okay, so I do get a second place. Again, that I should have tried to get the first place there. But I now have water and spice, so that's fine. Keeping an eye on the round tracker, we're now going into round 5. I typically want to be at 6 spice by the time round 7 comes around, so I think now might be a good time to just grab 2 free spice. Actually, no. Now is a good time to get this alliance. What am I talking about? And you know what? Let me do a Hardy Warriors. All right, so we're going to... Whoa, what? Reaching for influence of the faction will always earn you that faction's bonus. What? Yeah, what in the world? Thank you. Okay, so the troops I didn't throw in last turn, they're going in now. What in the world was that? What just happened? I'm like in a tutorial mode here. That was Thufir, right? Thufir just popped in to be like, hey, by the way, did you know? I mean, it is good information. So FYI, just in case anyone doesn't know this, crossing this line gets you this reward, regardless of whether or not you're getting the alliance at the same time. So when blue crosses here, blue's going to get a water. That's what Thufir was trying to tell me, I think. Lita Junk, is there any other board game, digital or not, that you play as much or that you like as much as Dune Imperium? That's a great question. I would say these days, no. I'm playing more Dune Imperium than anything else. But there are a lot of other board games I love. One of my other favorites is also by Direwolf. It's Clank. I love Clank Catacombs. I haven't played any other version of Clank, but I got Clank Catacombs when it came out last year, and that's great fun. And it has a lot in common. It's the same designer, Paul Denon. It has deck building as a main factor of the game, but instead of this kind of game, it's a game where you're kind of exploring catacombs, and you play with other players, and you're competing for points in terms of the treasure and stuff you can find. Okay, what am I doing now? I feel like Arakeen would be good here. Or I get some more spice. Now let me do Arakeen. Okay, I like that. I don't want to go too crazy on this, you know? But everybody still has a few agents left. I'm going to put in one more. And part of the reason for that is I do want to win this. I want to get that point. Everybody's sitting at 4 points right now. Siege of Carthage isn't that big of a deal to me, but I'd rather have it than have somebody else get it. And the other reason is I want to win a conflict so I can cash in my intrigue card to get 3 spice. I mean, I love a lot of different board games. One of my favorite games, which is absolutely nothing like this, is Cockroach Poker. You know, this is a complex game. Cockroach Poker is an incredibly simple game. And it's great for playing with anybody at all. You can play it with like kids, you know, as long as they're over the age where they're going to like try to cheat all the time. You can play it with like people older than you, younger than you, people who love games, people who never really play games. It's a great way to get to know people. Basically, the concept, if you don't know it, is you have a handful of cards, and the cards are all like, there's like 8 different bugs or pests. There's like flies and frogs and scorpions. And throughout the game, people are going to collect face-up animals in front of them, but you don't want them. If you ever have 4 of the same one, you lose the game, and everybody else wins the game. It's a game with 1 loser instead of 1 winner. And the way that you get cards is, on my turn, I pass a card to you face down, and I tell you, this is a spider. I want to... I'll continue that later. I'm going to get a Spice Must Flow this turn. That is great. I think I'm just going to grab this 2 spice while I'm sitting here. I forgot about this signet ring too. Okay, I'm going to leave that 1 in the garrison. All right, I'll finish up this cockroach poker story. That's not what you came here for. You pass somebody a card face down. I say, hey, this is a scorpion. And your job is to decide whether I'm lying or not, basically. And you say, that is a scorpion. You flip it over. You were right, so I get stuck with the card. Anyway, it's a game of bluffing. Fantastic game. What I really love about it is, like I said, you can play with anybody, and it puts people in direct relationship. You know, a lot of games like Dune, for example, I love this game, but it's not exactly the most like interactive game. You're kind of doing your own thing. You're focused on your own cards. You have your own turn. Where a game like Cockroach Poker, it's like when it's my turn and I pick you, you and I are looking each other in the eye. We're like, are you lying? Are you messing with me? You get like little banter going. And it's a great way to get to know people. Okay, so I'm going to try to pay attention to this game again. What am I doing? I'm buying a Spice Must Flow, which feels great. See, that's the Arrakis Liaison. That's the Arrakis Liaison right here. If that were any of these other clowns, that would not be a Spice Must Flow. Now, that doesn't mean they'd be bad. They'd be doing something else potentially. But it feels nice to just hit that 9 persuasion bang on. I'll mention a few other games that I like without going into them too much. Android Netrunner, that was such a great game. 2-player game. Asymmetrical. Hacker versus corporation. Used to play a lot of Magic many, many years ago. Citadels, great game. Dominion, obviously, is a great game. You know, the inspiration for deck building games is Dominion. Basically, it's just the deck building part without anything else. Oh, you love Clank and Cockroach Poker too. Yeah. I've had basically every time I've played Cockroach Poker with people, it's just been great. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to win this conflict, getting another point, getting control of Carthage, and being able to cash this in for 3 spice, which will put me to 8. And 8 is a pretty nice number because 8 makes sure that I have the 6 for the Hayliner. Now, my challenge with the Hayliner is I only have diplomacy that can take me there. But I like to have the 6 on board when the time comes. And the 2 extra can be a selective breeding. which is nice to be able to do. Or, you know, it can potentially feed like an intrigue card. Sometimes you get an intrigue card where you can pay 2 spice to get, you know, a bunch of swords or something. Okay, Guild Bank Raid, I'm not super concerned about. Other Memory is just going to draw me a card if I play it. I have a Signet Ring. So I think my goal this turn is to try to buy another Spice Must Flow. I think that's what I need to try to do. I'm not really concerned about this. Sure, having Solari would be nice. It would open up a Mentat. It would open up Rally Troops. Okay, allegiances are shifting here. Okay. Imperial Alliance. Emperor's Alliance has been snagged. I forget who grabbed the... What's that Emperor's card? The Jasper you wanted me to get. Firm Grip. I forget who picked up the Firm Grip. Actually, I can maybe look. This action log I find is a little bit tricky. Okay, someone did pick up the Carriol, Gunthopter. That was me. Spice Hunter, Fold Space, Firm Grip. It was Ariana. Okay, so Ariana does have that alliance. Scout being manipulated, I guess, just to get it out of the way. That's interesting. Sardaukar Legion is a pretty decent card to pick up. The Emperor's Alliance is already locked up, so it's... I'd say that's a nicer card early, typically, because, you know, earlier on, you're more interested in this wealth. Later on, usually not as much. And I don't know about you, but Conspire has to be my least visited space on the board. And I'm not saying that's because I don't think it's good. I think probably I should be going there more than I do. But it just means I rarely it rarely fits into my plans. When I've got that kind of Solari early, I typically want to sell it over here. Okay, what's my next move? Rather, what's my first move? Like I said, I want Spice Must Flow. Maybe that means Research Station. Just so I have things I can do this turn. Because otherwise I'm kind of just doing nothing. I don't know if that's smart. It's burning my water, but I'm just going to do it. No, I don't care. I don't care. I don't even want to put 1 in for this. But I am kind of happy that I drew some cards, although I didn't get... Oh, that's a bit rough. I got no persuasion in those 3 cards. So I'd like to play this Gunthopter, right? I want to burn people's troops. But I guess if I go to Arakeen with it, then I'll draw a card which should have some persuasion. Yeah. So that's a move I can do. The other memory also draws me a card, but that's 2 persuasion that I want to hang on to in my hand. The dagger could always go to a Hall of Oratory, I suppose, if necessary. Assuming nobody else wants it. You've only visited Conspire once in all the times you played? Yeah, I mean, I've definitely visited it more than that, but if I had to guess, in all the games of Dune that I've played, which I totally rough estimate right now, I'm going to say 30. Give or take. I don't know, I have no idea, but I'm going to say roughly 30 games. I've probably been to Conspire, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 times? All right, well, I've got to gun down some troops here, right? I don't think there's anything else I really need to do. I mean, getting another water wouldn't be bad, but no, I need to draw a card. Okay. Deploy troops? No. I'm saving those troops for the upcoming rounds. Oh, okay. The Hall of Oratory is not available, but that's okay. I've got one persuasion to play with here. So basically that means I can play a Dune somewhere. Where do I want to play a Dune? It could be either 1 spice or 3 Solari. I think it's going to be the 3 Solari. There's no need for me to early reveal. But the 3 Solari would put me to 4 Solari, which is either 2 Mentats if I want them, or rally troops if I want it, and I might want that. So that seems like a reasonable thing to do, leaving me at 9 persuasion. Oh, we've got a sound effect. We've got a sound effect. Let's see here. Ergfneen has followed. Thank you, Ergfneen, for the follow. Recruitment mission. So the Baron has extra persuasion. Can put a card on top of the deck. It's a spice must flow. Okay, the points are racking up here, by the way. 6, 5, 5, 6. Making sure... I mean, I could draw a card with this if I played it, but I don't want to. Because there's no need. And if I draw a card, I could... I guess maybe it's 50-50... Right. I have 6 cards left in my deck. I'm going to draw 5. The Diplomacy is one of those 5 cards. Next round is round 7, so I want that Diplomacy to be in my hand. If I draw a card now, I have a 1 in 6 chance of drawing it and screwing up my next turn. On the other hand, if I don't draw a card, I'm going to draw 5 of those 6 cards, and there's a 1 in 6 chance that the one I don't pick is the Diplomacy. So in a way, if my numbers are correct, it's 50-50. Like drawing the card or not drawing the card. Either way, I have the same chance of not getting the Diplomacy next turn. So I guess maybe that means I should have analyzed the other cards left in my deck and let that tilt me one way or the other, but... We don't have all the time in the world here. Amijal wins, gets 6 Solari, which is pretty nice for him because he's the only one without a High Council seat. Okay, there's the Diplomacy. But I was beaten to the Hayliner. Oh, no. Well, that's how that goes. So, all right. That spice is going to be going towards a later conflict, but I might not have the Diplomacy. Is there any other way I can do it? If I go to Hardy Warriors, I don't have the water. I don't have the water. Well, if I visit 2 cities, that would be 4 troops. Maybe I do need to rally troops. Can I? No. I guess I can go to Siege Tabor and then Hardy Warriors, maybe? Also, look at the... Oh, no. Oh, no. My alliance is in jeopardy here. Okay, so I have to go to Siege Tabor first, I think. We'll send... I'm going to send the Death Commando. It's a little bit risky. No. Well, we'll put in 1 for now. There's no need, there's no reason not to put in 1. I'm planning on putting in more, but those 2 can be put in at the next opportunity. Okay, so obviously my next move is Hardy Warriors if I can. I need to protect that alliance, and it lets me put in troops. Do I have a hope of winning, though? Even with those troops? I guess I have a hope because there's no garrison here. 6657. I have a hope. Jasper is online. Thank you very much for following the channel. Glad to have you aboard. Bribery. Oh, no. Green. Okay, green. I guess I'm not worried about green. I mean, I'm worried about green. But I'm not losing anything directly to green with that move. No! Okay. Well, that hurts. Do I fight for it still? Do I go here and go one up there? Okay, here's the master stroke too. Ooh, I am suddenly not feeling good about this game. This round was a real turning point. Oh man, do I still suits and go up here and try to get it back? It's still just the diplomacy is my only way of actually doing it, but I might. It's getting reshuffled. Or, I mean, I can't go here. I could get a... neither of these is particularly appealing. Oh, man. I think I'm going to try. Ugh. Now, is there a point in deploying troops here? I don't really think so. Getting third would be okay, but no, I don't love it. I have to win a future big conflict somehow. It's gonna be hard to do. And you know what? This may have been even worse of an idea than I thought, because seeing as how I do only have the diplomacy to access any of these things, I'm now, when I draw it, theoretically, I have to either go to Hayliner or to a Freeman space to get that alliance, assuming it's even possible. So, I don't know. Board Game Addict UK says, big fan of this. I'm doing a 500 board games in 1 year challenge. Okay. 500 board games in 1 year. That doesn't seem like a good idea. Because there's only 365 days in a year. But it sounds like a fun time. Good luck with that. Okay. Please give me hints. Drop a follow, please give me hints next time you see me on Dune, as I'm terrible. I mean, I'll keep an eye out. But if it's 500 games in a year, you're not going to be playing much Dune. Look at all of the troops. Oh, dear. Well, I guess it's Arakeen. And trash a card. Okay, we're going to lose the Spice Must Flow or Dagger. I guess it's Spice Must Flow. I don't think I'm going to need that. We'll draw a card. We will not deploy troops. We're just going to lose that one. We're going to sacrifice that one. We're going to let it go. This deployed troop, hey, you know what? You were there. You observed, you intimidated them, you made them send even more just to deal with you. Good job, little one troop. We'll get you out of there. We'll send in a Thopter. We'll get you out of there. Yeah, the Bene Gesserit Bond thing has not happened. Like I said a few rounds ago that it didn't feel like it was actually gonna work out. That's okay. Took a chance with it. Ooh. So yeah, it hurt this round that I got my spice and I got my diplomacy lined up for a round 7 big conflict. The problem was I was the third player, and so Binjie was able to beat me to it. Do I want any of this? A Freeman camp, I think, seems wise here. Well, that would have been nice, potentially, but it didn't happen. I'm not buying it. Okay, at this point, I am buying another liaison because I think I'm going to have to have a big turn or two in order to have any chance of winning. So I think I need the persuasion. It does reduce the chances of my drawing my single diplomacy. Oh yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Chaos T. There's the Allied Armada. Okay. This might be over. Well, Binjie has already revealed, right? Okay, so I guess it won't be over just yet. But that's 2 points. Oh, it is over? Oh my goodness. How? He's already revealed, right? Or she, I guess. Helena? Okay, let's see how this goes. Where does the other point come from? I guess it's probably an intrigue card. Oh, yeah, demand respect. Okay. Where does the point come from? Bing. Wow, great. Corner the market. Can anybody... No. Okay. Well played by Helena there. Okay, so my 3-game win streak comes to a crashing halt here as I take up last place. As I've said in previous videos, to me it's win or lose. That doesn't matter to me what place, outside of like a tournament or something like that. But yeah, well played there. 10, 7, 7, 6. Okay. Yeah, that game, I mean, it could have gone very different ways, right? But I guess if you're really advanced at this game, your strategy would be shaped by, like, you'd be looking like, okay, when round 7 comes around, I'm going to be player 3. Therefore, blah, blah, blah. Planning like detailed. Okay, oh, that's async. Let me create a new game here. Open. Leader selection. Yeah, let's do draft. Timer options, not async. Live. Let's create one. What was I? Yeah, planning, like having detailed strategic plans based on your player order. I'm sure that's something that really good players are used to doing. At the moment, I'm not quite at that stage. Sometimes I think about it, but mostly it's not quite that advanced. All right, here's Chaos T back again for more. Or chaos again. I don't know. I try my best. Okay. All right, let me change the stream title. Take off the win streak thing. Mantle is in the game here with us. All right, where are we this time? I'm last again to pick, so I will be first again to play. What will my preference be for leaders? Lead a junk. Hey, Marky Boo. Hi, I was Helena. Nice playing with you. Hey, nice playing with you as well. Well played. Lewin. Oh, you're in. Okay, great. All right. Yeah, we'll talk to you after the game. I appreciate your sportsmanship, honesty, honor. Okay, so for me, leaders here that I would prefer not to play due to recency. Okay, so I just played Memnon, so I'm not playing Memnon again. Last video / stream, I played Ilbon and Ariana, so I'd prefer not to play either of them. So hopefully I get either the Duke or the Baron, the leader of House Atreides or the leader of House Harkonnen, whatever. Everyone has their own pronunciations. The movie has its own pronunciations. That is fine. Okay, Leto, here we go. Leto, it's been a while since I've played Leto, I think, so let's just do a quick refresher. Lancerad popularity. Sending an agent to a Lancerad board space costs you 1 less. Technically, that should be 1 fewer. Not really. Prudent diplomacy. Hold on, is it my turn? No. Okay, Master Stroke is still being chosen. Here it is, Skirmish. And then the Signet Ring lets you pay a spice to go up a faction where you're behind. Man, oh man. You know what? I'm sticking with the plan here. I'm sticking with the plan. 1 troop goes in for now. Again, I'm planning to go to the Great Flat. So I'm going to do the same opening. And then next turn, it'll be Selmalange, Swordmaster. Marky B says, do you play on Sundays only if you play off stream sometimes? You know what? I only play on stream. I only play in the videos. So between, you know, one stream and the next, one video and the next, I don't play. And partly that's just because I don't want to burn myself out on the game. I want to, you know, enjoy it as long as I can. Not to mention, sometimes I do play it in person. I do have the game. It's actually right here. I just got Rise of Ix. Here it is. Freaking out a little bit with the auto detect, making it transparent. I do play in person sometimes, and like I said, I don't want to burn out on the game, so I'm playing only when I'm streaming or videoing. And the other aspect to that is I think it's interesting for all of my games to be on record. You know what I mean? Like, you see them all. You're not missing anything. So when I learn something in one game, if I put it to use, you can see if I'm getting better. You can see if I'm putting the lessons to use. Yeah, the Great Flat. And do I want to put in more troops? Ilbon has another agent. He could overpower me in a city. So I do have 2 daggers, though. I'm going to do it that way and force him, because he has the power to overcome me, even if I do put in the daggers, right? Or even if I do put in this troop, because if I would have 3. If he were to visit Carthag or Arakeen, he could put in 2. So he would have 4 to my 3. Now the 2 daggers even that out, but then my best case scenario is a tie, which maybe is all right, but if he has a dagger, then I lose. So what I'm kind of hoping, okay, and the Baron wants in on it. Now, okay, let's see what Lewin does here. Lead a junk from the chat. Marky Boo says, do you think you would get Uprising also? Not for a while. I'm interested in it, and I was very tempted to get it when it was in the pre-order period or whatever. Just, you know, there's that lust and that fear of missing out. But I didn't get it, and I'm, you know, just because I was like, okay, I still have a lot of games to play in the base game. At the time when Uprising was released, or in pre-order period, I think I'd only had Dune Imperium for like a few months at that point. And I'd played it probably 10 times or so. So plenty left in the base game. I didn't even want the expansions for a while, because I realized very quickly that the base game itself is a genius piece of game design. I want to appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just completely throw it out, overwrite it without diving deep into it. So I may still tie for first here. We'll see. 2. Yeah, that's a liaison, my friend. But someday I definitely hope to play Uprising. I mean, it looks very cool. All right. Well, maybe I end up with second. Okay. Well, if not for that pesky Baron, my plan 1v1 versus Ilbon would have worked. I was hoping... So the reason I tied Ilbon is I was thinking like he might be happy with his chances at 2 and he didn't want to risk more. And then I could get him with the 2 daggers. But I got him for second, so I'm going to get a water. Which, that's not a bad thing to have. It opens up some spice options for me. And, you know, spice is important with Leto. So, you know, in a crazy way, I almost might have preferred the spice because I'm going to be drawing my signet ring next turn, and I'm not going to have a spice to use with it. So, I think I actually would have rather gotten third in that fight, but I didn't think about it in time. All right, so I'm going last here, and the idea is sell Melange, Swordmaster, and then seek allies, I guess. Now that I have played a lot of Dune Imperium, still far less than I'm sure many people have, but like I said, I estimate I've played anywhere from, I don't know, 30 to 50 games, maybe, something like that. I don't know. I could probably figure it out. There's definitely more to learn. There's a lot more still depth to discover for me. But as you may have noticed, I definitely have patterns here, right? This track to the Swordmaster is something I do a lot, and that it may not be the best strategy all the time, but it just feels good. But that was something that was really interesting when I played a game of Rise of Ix, my first game and only game so far of Rise of Ix last weekend, is I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't know how to get Solari. I didn't know what was happening. Oh, my Cell Melange was sniped. Somebody sniped it on me, Lewin. Oh no. All right. Well, in that case, I guess I'll grab some. Oh man, I'm hurting on the Solari now. That's rough. Okay, I want to get that Solari. Oh, Lulin, sorry. Lulin. blocked. I got blocked. So how did that happen? So he got that spice that I realized I wanted from the last plays. I wonder if I'll regret not taking that spice also. There's a good chance. But yeah, I probably should have taken that. Well, let's look at the Imperium row, shall we? Carryall, Duncan, Idaho, Shifting Allegiances, Cheney, Scout. Nothing mega high priority for me. Oh, Lewin. And I have to think about if I even want to spend my spice here. But also, honestly, getting some troops in here for the Solari wouldn't be bad at all. So maybe I get in on that while I can. Do I want guild? Let's do that. And let's get a little troop in. Let's see if we can get 4 Solari for 1 troop. That seems like something that I really have to do. When I play Dune in person, do I play with my friend group or strangers at a board game shop? A bit of both, mostly with friends. But I have played it with people at a board game shop. I think only once or twice, maybe twice. And it was good. Come on, man. Well, even the 2 Solari, honestly, if I can get that, is still worth the 1 troop for me right now, I think. But 4 would have been nicer. Ooh. Unfortunately, I'm 1 short. I feel like things are bad. I think bad things are happening to me. 4 to spend. Let's make it a space travel. I'm happy to get that. I don't want the scout, though. I'm happy to get the space travel. Last game, I was really short faction access, and I am still, so having that is nice. Also, it reveals for 2 Solari. Nice card to have in the deck. If you play it, you draw a card. It's a great card, I think. Ambush. Okay. Wow. Wow. That's pretty nice. Just edging it by 1. Now, Chaos Team might be just as happy with the Solari in this situation. And to the victor, go 3 spice. Oh my gosh. Lulin coming in from the chat to make a statement here. That could be you. This could be you. If you want this to be you, join in on the next live stream at twitch.tv/bludgeon. Or I guess don't, but because if you're playing, then please don't watch the stream until later. But the stream happens on Sundays, 10 a.m. Eastern time. I'm just going to give 1 time zone. I know a lot of you are not in that time zone. I'm not even in the time zone, but that's the time zone that we're going to go with, and you can figure it out from there. So if you want to be in a game, that's the time to show up. Look at the points, running away with it. Mecha 450. Hey, good to see you. What's up? I mean, here we are playing some Dune. Lost game 1. Not feeling super psyched about game 2 just yet, but it's early days here. Lewin is off to a great start. Lulin is off to a great start. What's up with you, Mecca? You playing any games? 3 cubes from Paul. Okay. Well, I can get another point out of the signet ring with the guild. I think I might as well get ahead on the Freeman track here. Let's do that. You know what? I forgot here that I think what I wanted to do was sell Melange. So unfortunately, my Swordmaster is going to be delayed because I got a little distracted there. It happens sometimes. Like I said, you got to play with your own mistakes. And the Baron now going to sell Melange. So, well, I guess I can secure a contract. That'll get me to 7 for a Swordmaster next turn. Am I going to have access to it? Yeah. I am very weak in many ways here. Militarily, I'm not doing great. That was a blunder, I think, because I could have gotten enough Solari for my Swordmaster and High Council seat. But I didn't do it. So I'll do that, and maybe the guild, because I do have that space travel, so I could potentially move up ahead with the guild. We'll do it that way. I'm trying to think if, given what has happened this game, is this a game where I actually just forget about Swordmaster? I mean, I have the Solari for it now, but it's a round later than, you know, it's like a round or 2 later than honestly I would like. Being the first player, you know, I would normally be able to get that round 2. But I couldn't pull it off. Didn't get it round 3. If I get it round 4, I mean, it'll pay off in the sense of spending 1 action on it. You know, I'll get 3 actions out of it. 4. The other thing I could do is I could start hitting up the Mentat, because Ilbon is going to want to be doing that at a certain point. So I'm going to be needing to kind of block it from him. And it's a good deal for me with Solari. So if I don't blow all my Solari and I can just like Mentat every turn, you know, that might be better. I don't know. 3 to reveal. Well, we'll take the Bene Gesserit sister. Okay, so Paul Atreides Chaos T is looking good to win this conflict. Cloak and Dagger. Where would he likely go up? I could see going up Freeman, or either taking the lead with Emperor or Guild. Hardy Wars, is the Baron going to master stroke here? Now seems like it might be a good time to do it. if Freeman is one of the tracks, now, you'd want to get ahead here. Wait. Oh, he didn't have enough troops to trigger the Master Stroke. You need 4 in all at once. 6 persuasion picks up the Cheney. One thing that is nice about this game so far is I have gotten my influence off the Signet Ring. Sometimes I play Leto and like I just can't, I don't have the spice when I play the ring. And so there's sometimes multiple turns where I don't get the benefit of it. And sometimes that's just how you have to do it. But in this game, at least so far, I'm 2 for 2 on Signet Ring activations. Which is another potential reason to not sell my melange, I don't know. I don't know. It's an interesting idea. Okay. 2 intrigue cards as well. Alright. Unfortunately for me, picks the guild to go up. I mean, I guess I could potentially still look at this Emperor Alliance, but... Okay, there's a lot of spice built up. I am the second player. I don't have desert access. That is unfortunate. Now would be a great time to visit the desert. All right, I'm going to want to play the space travel. What's my next card? It is a Dune, the desert planet, so maybe I can still get to a desert. Okay, the Great Flat, snagged. There's no water on Lulin. Grab the fold space, draw the card. All of these things. Grab the fold space, draw a card. All of these things, That was my impression of an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. That was not a serious impression. Okay. In the running for the Guild Alliance. Imperial Basin. Okay, so I should be able to get Haga Basin then, because Lulin and Chaos Tea both don't have water. I want to get my Swordmaster, though, I think. So I'm still not sure. Maybe I Mentat instead. Although, if I Mentat, it reshuffles my deck right now. Is that what I want? Might not be the worst. Though I think I'd rather have the space travel get shuffled in. I could get a High Council seat as well. That is an option. There's nothing great to get right now. The carry-all isn't bad. I'm not going to get a Spice Must Flow. Is it the Swordmaster or is it a series of Mentats? The water is there now. I'm just getting the Swordmaster. I'm not sure. It would have been interesting to go for this, like, snag the Mentat every turn thing. Honestly, I think it's an interesting idea. Because it blocks Ilban as well more. But I can still potentially do that. I mean, with my Swordmaster, I can go get 3 Solari back, and then I think the Swordmaster is going to pay off. Okay, well, I can't get 3 Solari back, but hopefully I can grab 3 Spice. Can I grab 3 Spice? If I can't grab 3 Spice, then I'll be happy to visit a city. You know what? I don't mind either way. And, by the way, it's a Guild Bank raid. We've got Solari on the line. I wouldn't mind getting some Solari. I'll tell you that. I wouldn't mind. Ilbon also wouldn't mind, and the Emperor provides some. How does that work? You visit the Emperor and he pays you? Or, no, it's probably more complex than that. It's like through your influence with the Emperor, you're able to enrich yourself because people see you close to him. You can charge higher prices. People bribe you. People want to earn your favor because you're close to the Emperor. It's something like that, I'm sure. Hey, now, Stilgar. I would like to get Stilgar. I would very much like to get Stilgar, but not enough to early reveal, I don't think. I think I would rather grab this 3 spice while it's here. The issue there is I don't get to throw a troop in for the Solari, so there's some like easy money just sitting here. But I decided to prioritize the spice because I just like having excess spice around for my signet ring. Now, I'm not going to get my signet ring too many more times, but... Oh, okay, there goes that. And honestly, looking back, maybe I wish I had gone to Carthag instead, get myself an intrigue card, throw in a troop, you know, get 4 Solari. Okay, well, let me get Stilgar. Even though the Freeman access is like not as exciting as it seemed when it first showed up. Oh, Jessica. Yeah. So partly the reason I say that I wish I'd gone for the Solari instead is that there's a reasonable chance that I would have had first pick at this Haga Basin anyway. I would have had to draw. I would have had to have drawn a Desert Access card, but I have a pretty good chance of doing it. And next round, I'm the first player. So had I held off on it, that would have been worth 4 spice instead of 3. I could have gotten some Solari here. I think that would have been better. But I thought of it now. Well, I thought of it when I started talking about it. Okay, so far it's a pretty close game. 4, 4, 3, and 3. 6 is not 7. So that Jessica is staying put here. Chaos T is the only one with the High Council seat at present. And if the Baron wins this, that's a lot of Solari. That'll be enough for a High Council seat next round. Oh, that it hurts. That is like just showing off. I hate... Please, Direwolf, please fix the chat being constantly interrupted by animations. Do you see what just happened there? That's like 4 times I've tried to type in this thing and focus keeps getting pulled out of it. Okay. I'm up. Do I want to try to get High Council seat this turn? If I did, I could sell Melange. I think I'm going to do that. I'm not going to sell it all, but I'm going to sell some. I'm going to sell 3 of it. Now, the Baron could very well take that High Council seat now, and, that'll be that. It's also honestly not a great turn for me to get it because I have to use my liaison to do so. So I'm going to lose 2 to get 2. So that doesn't line me up for Jessica. An option... Oh, boy. An option could be to use the diplomacy to go to selective breeding, trash that Dune from the discard pile, draw 2, and hope to get enough persuasion to get the Jessica that way. I mean, honestly, the Jessica is great. It's not that big a deal. It's a little bit late to have a mega impact on the game, but it could still have an impact. Also, just thematically speaking, I'm Leto Atreides. I want to have Jessica with me. I don't want her working with these other jackasses. And I mean that thematically, not the players. I mean like the Baron, Harkonnen. I don't want Jessica working with Baron Harkonnen of all people, although she is suspected of doing so, isn't she? People have suspicions. Okay. Do I grab it now? I'm going to grab it now. But I'm burning my spice, man. I'm burning my spice. We're getting closer to round 7. Is that really what I want to do? My hard-earned spice? Whatever. It's happening. It's happening. Okay. Let's get rid of this Dune. All right. All right. We've got some money here. We've got some persuasion money. The signet ring can go to the High Council if it's still there. It might not be. I do have 1 spice to use on it. What would I do with it? I guess I'd take the Emperor's one here because I may not ever visit an Imperial space. So getting that 1 point would be good to get the point without having to actually go there. I can't take it with the guild because we're tied. I could take it with the Bene Gesserit. Uh-oh. Okay, I guess I can take it with the guild. Because someone's going up, but it's to steal the alliance. Maybe I take it with the Freeman then. And see if I can steal that. Maybe I can. I think that's the play. And if I do buy the Jessica, that would then bump me up the 1 to get the alliance. So I'm going to try it that way. What's happening here? A card was drawn from Thufir, I guess, eh? That was weird. That play was in the action log. Oh, no, I guess it's just the timing. Okay. Yeah, I might as well grab this High Council, I think, while I'm here. That'll leave me with 7. Actually, it'll leave me with enough to buy a Spice Must Flow in case I want to do that instead, but I don't. I don't think I do. Okay, so we'll see if I can snag that Jessica and get that alliance. That would be great. Okay, well, mental doesn't early reveal, so I still have a chance. Have I gotten any more troops than the 3 I started this game with? Honestly, I don't think I visited a city space. I may have, but I don't know. I've been a pacifist, I guess you could say. A conscientious objector. All right, this is looking pretty good for this alliance right now. So the Jessica for 7, I would have 2 left over. Dispatch an envoy. Okay. Where's it going? To secrets. Does anyone have a bunch of intrigue cards? No. Okay. Smuggler's Thopter. Very nice. That's a really nice card when you can trigger it. Really nice card. Draw 2. Tasty. You know what I like better? Draw 2. Well, it's draw 2. Okay. Unfortunately, my deck has already been reshuffled. Okay, the Atreides getting the Freeman Alliance, I mean, that just makes sense. It makes sense. But even though it makes sense, it doesn't mean I can hang on to it. 2 left. I think it just has to be that. I don't think the Arrakis Recruiter is going to do it for me here. With the amount of times that I'm likely to get to use him, I may not even want to play him. And if he's just being revealed, I'd rather have that 2 persuasion. I was having a discussion with a viewer who left a really nice YouTube comment asking me about, you know, obviously I pick up a lot of Arrakis liaisons. And anyway, I was saying, and I was thinking that I should try to just switch it up a little bit and pick up some other 2 costs instead. And I am open to doing that, but it really doesn't feel like the right play for me at this point in the game. If it were an earlier turn, I would think about it. Okay, the Imperial Spy gets picked up. So Lulin does do that. There's a Guild Ambassador now. Now, that one I would be more likely to consider because of the Guild access. The trash is kind of a bit late to matter, but the Guild access can matter for sure. But I've already revealed anyway. So unfortunately, yeah, the Jessica isn't going to come around for a couple of rounds. So probably I'm just going to see her once this game. But I think it was still worth it to grab that alliance. What? Was that an undo? Okay. Arakeen. And an intrigue card. I feel like that early move from Lulin to grab the Cell Melange before I could on round 2 completely blasted my game. I was in my little track, and when that happened, I really didn't know what I was doing. But it did lead to me getting a few influence points with the Signet Ring. We'll see how that plays out. Looking at the conflict right now, looks like Chaos T is going to pull out here. We'll see about the intrigue cards. I would be rooting for Mr. Atreides here just because Lulin has more points at the moment. Okay, that administrator did get picked up. Oh, a tiebreaker? No, look at that. Okay, what does Chaos T have for intrigue? No. Okay, squeaks it out. Robbie Ken, hi all. Hello. Is there a delay? No, I don't think so. No more than just like, you know, the minimal amount of lag that happens just through the internet, like a second or two. Siege for Carthag. Does somebody have Carthag? No, right? Okay, I've got some cards to play this round. How am I going to do it? Look at, okay, I got all my access basically right now. Ooh, boy. Aren't you worried about sniping, says Robican? Yeah, you know what? We talked about that a little earlier in the stream. Basically, I just have to hope people aren't doing it. Because to play with the delay, first of all, it would have to be a massive delay because, like, you know, you might have intrigue cards in your hand the whole game, right? So, like, a couple of minute delay doesn't really protect you. So I'd have to play, like, on an hour delay or something, which at that point, you know, I can't interact with the chat at all. So I'm just kind of rolling with it, hoping that people are playing fair. And if they're not, then there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, nice to meet you. Glad you could tune in. Okay, let's see here. Playing Stilgar might not be a bad idea. Fold space. Where would I send the fold space? Do I have any chance of catching anybody? Not really. I wouldn't mind an intrigue card. Maybe I just grab an intrigue card. Okay, there's a plans within plans. That's interesting. Okay, 3 or more on 3 influence tracks. 1, 2. I've got some work to do. I mean, I can easily get that one, right? So I'll be able to get 1 point of that. Can I get 2? Okay. I am nowhere on spice. I'm going to have a hard time fighting for anything here. Is there a way for me to get to a spice must flow? Okay, keeping in mind that there's 2 persuasion here not being counted in. So I'm actually sitting on 8. So maybe I can get to a spice must flow. What's my last card in my deck? Hello, deck? Dune. That's going to be hard. Maybe a Mentat here. Yeah. Let me make... Okay, I'm doing it that way. And so I might not get the spice must flow here, but I decided I wanted to get that point to lock that in for the plans within plans. And I need to work on the Emperor for the other couple, which I can do with my Signet Ring potentially. Also, I want to be in range to potentially steal this if I have an opportunity, because the Baron is ahead right now. So I want to put myself in a position where I can maybe make that happen. Additionally, I'm planning to go to Mentat with my next move. And playing the space travel gets me one card deeper. These conflicts, man. And, you know, maybe I draw another cool card to play this turn. Maybe I draw a Jessica, you know what I mean? Although if I do, yeah, I can find somewhere to send her. Okay, well that puts me into Spice Must Flow range. Okay. Baron pulls out, potentially still in it for second place. All right, what do I want to do? So I'm sitting on 9 right now. Can I play another card anywhere? Not really. So the Mentat, it was basically just draw a card for 1 Solari, I guess. Because, yeah, if I use any of these cards to go to send an agent somewhere, then I'm below Spice Must Flow money. And I think I need to buy a Spice Must Flow here. I think I need to buy the Spice Must Flow. So, we'll confirm that. Take the 2 Persuasion. Take the Spice Must Flow. And the Mentat, you know, goes to waste, but the card drawn, honestly, was, I think, still worth it. And the other nice thing is it shuffled my deck before I put a Spice Must Flow into the discard pile. Now, it means that I don't know if that is actually great, because some of my good cards didn't end up getting reshuffled. So, I don't know. It increases my chances of getting Jessica earlier, though. Oh, boy. Lulin. All right, I got to try to steal this Bene Gesserit alliance if I can. Maybe it's time to try to get involved in a conflict, but I don't have the means. I don't have the spice. I don't have the troops. I have the access, but I have no other way to do it. Okay, and I don't have spice for my signet ring. Ooh, intrigue card theft? Oh my goodness. Well, there goes the dream of stealing that away. Okay. Do I have any way? Hardy warriors. I can rally troops. That only costs me 3 to do. It's going to be hard to make that work. No intrigue cards. No garrison. Oh, and I want to get these points here. I want to get these points so that I can trigger the plans within plans for 2 when the time comes. But what am I sacrificing to make that possible? Oh dear. We'll see. I'm going to try, though. Okay, there's the Jessica. That's potentially helpful to my interests. I potentially... Okay, that's something I potentially wanted. But Jessica might end up going to Haga Basin. Well, actually, she might end up going to rally troops. Then I can send the Signet Ring to Haga Basin and use it. That might work. That might work. Now, what about the spice, which, as we all know, must absolutely flow? What about that? At the moment, I could do it. Jessica's going to draw me 2 cards. It's 4 persuasion, so that's actually pretty good. I have a good chance of getting a spice must flow this turn. Ilbon takes his dirty Mentat, as Ilbons love to do. Paul goes to Selmaland. Interesting. What does Paul need? What does Paul need 6 Solari for? Maybe an intrigue card? Chom shares, is it? You can trade Solari for a victory point? This might get taken away from me, but I think I have to rally troops. Does that make sense? Or is Carthag... I'm just going to do it. There may not be another round, but if there is, maybe those troops will help. Okay, here comes the Hayliner. All right, well, that's not the worst thing in the world, because obviously, given the point situation, we just really don't want Lulin to win this conflict. Sorry, Lulin. So I would prefer the Baron to win it. I would much prefer myself to win it, obviously. That's not going to happen. So the Baron winning it is not ideal, you know. Paul winning it would be much better, obviously. But that's how it is. All right, so I'm going to be getting a Spice Must Flow. I may still want to put some troops in here, because I'm going to want to send the Signet Ring to Haga Basin in order to trigger the Signet Ring and grab that point. And I didn't really think about it, but there's an outside chance I could actually get that alliance. You know, we'll see. But yeah, I think I will probably... Thing is, I can only throw in 2 troops, but if I can get 3rd, that would be all right. I wouldn't mind getting an intrigue card. The 2 Solaris, kind of whatever. Obviously, I'd prefer 2nd over 3rd, but I don't really have any way of doing it. I don't even know if it's worth throwing anything in now. Favored subject. Okay, that's a point. That's up to 9. If there's a Spice Must Flow, this could just be over. It could just be over. He does not have the High Council seat, though. So he'd have to have good cards in his hand to do it. I could also Hardy Warriors. But I don't think that's the play. AI used your entry card even though you're finishing your turn? Oh no, that sucks. Okay, let me do this. Okay, so that unlocks the plans within plans, and I guess I don't deploy troops. I could put in 2, probably still lose. Now, if it's the last round of the game, then I'd be better off just putting them in and seeing what happens, because it's possible that I could tie. Mental calling my plans within plans. Well, I mean, yeah, you know. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that is unfortunate. I mean, that's on me for not keeping track of who has stuff like shifting allegiances. That is something that you know, that is something that obviously if you're playing on top of your game, you would have to keep track of and take into account. Even so, you know, I think I still made reasonable decisions. You know, going here instead of here, maybe a different move could have gone there. Maybe the rally troops was a waste of a play. I guess yeah, maybe it was a waste of a play. Maybe something else could have been done there. Because I ended up not even deploying anything. I'm really counting on another round where those troops make a big difference, but they may not. I have no spice to go to a Hayliner. Oh, look at the 6 swords on Paul. Okay. Well, there's a spice that must flow. I'm going to get a spice that must flow. I'm going to be sitting at 9 at endgame, but only 7 right now. Pass on everything else. Okay, there's a Chom shares for the Baron. Oh, this is over. Yep, this is over. Okay, well, the Baron wins the conflict, gets 2 points, goes up to 10, and probably wins. Timer bug there on Lulin. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that one took me by surprise as well. Okay, here comes a corner of the market. What'd I get there? Scored 2 victory points in a single game from plans within plans. Okay. Mental takes the game. Yeah, good thing you stole that alliance. Okay. All right. Well, a couple of nice games there. Okay, so I didn't win any games tonight. It's been a while, I think, since I've lost both, but that's fine. Fun times here. Um, I don't think I was playing at my best, but also I think the other players played well. I think there were some really nice moves. Some of them threw me for a loop. Some of them caught me by surprise. There was some really nice plays that got like 3 points, 4 points in a turn. Alliances were stolen. So yeah, some nice games there. Leto Junk, that was fun. Glad you could join in. You were a bit miffed because you may have snatched it in the last turn. I mean, that's the story of games like this, right? There's always By the way, you stealing that Selmelange on me, you miffed me. No, you didn't miff me. It was a good play. Well, that is going to do it for tonight's stream and tonight's games. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Great to have you here. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for watching. Thank you for playing. If you're not watching, these games do go up on YouTube. Typically, they go up on weekends. So you can search for Dune Imperium Digital, Bludgeon on YouTube. You'll find them there. Find me there. You can subscribe to the channel by going here. You can find other videos in a playlist here. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to tune in live, go to twitch.tv/bludgeon and subscribe on Twitch. Follow or whatever the terms is. YouTube is subscribe. Twitch has follow and subscribe. You figure it out. With that said, thank you very much for tuning in. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.